What was business communication. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So Ernst & Young, the job was very easy. Or we used the brand Ernst & Young. My first job was at Ernst & Young, and I was responsible for setting up the technology practice, the technical hacking practice. We were the first technical MBAs being recruited by any campus by Ernst & Young when it was SR Bartley body those days. And we had only CAs, chartered accountants around us. And it was good and it was bad. It was bad because they did not tell us anything. We were totally on the seat, okay? We had absolutely no idea what we are going to do. But the good thing was we had absolute freedom. So even if I joined as a fresher, we were really the boss there. So whatever we said happened. No one reviewed it, no one would question us. And all our reports would just have grammatical corrections, make was as would, maybe as could be, things like that. And those are very easy to use for us, So then the problem came how to sell, and so we simply go and say we are one of the big four, big companies, and become the brand, and we have methodology and all that. And we knew our clients. The clients were the people who had actually bought services from us previously, and that was a huge list. SR Bartley Boy in India has been operating since 1920s, and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was an intern in Ernst & Young. So we used to sell all those things, and we had a program called Entrepreneurship of the Year program. So it's very easy to sell Ernst & Young. Later on, I had my first startup, which was ControlCase. I worked in Ernst & Young for 3 years, and then I had my first startup with one of my partners in the US, which was Ernst & Young. And now the reality hit. We didn't have Ernst & Young. And at that point of time, we were at sea. Now we could not say it. The name of the company initially was called OSP Global, because my partner wanted to use it as an offshore security kind of arm of his US thing. And I said that you can't look at it as offshoring. We have to create our own products. So I drove him towards creating a product, and it's called the Compliance Manager. The product is still live, still being deployed across. ControlCase is a global company now. In 2012. It became one of the fastest growing companies, fastest 5,000 companies as per the Inc. magazine. And it actually happened 3 years after I left, but it was sealed and new out there, and I was very, very proud of that when I left it, And that was one of the so I told my partners that we have to have a product, and we had the product, but we just didn't know how to sell it, okay? Which was a huge challenge. So we had some contacts, I had you basically. We had 2 of your seniors coming to me in my room, and we debated exactly the same question: how you start selling. So when you are in a new place and you don't have a brand name, you know nobody or anybody, the way you sell is first sell to your friends, people whom you know. Okay, and once you have done the ticket value will be very, very low. But once you have sold them and you're staying there for a couple of maybe days or months, they will start talking about it. And the friends will start talking to other friends, and then you will get a level 2 reference, and then you have to be in the game long enough. And finally, if your product is very, very good, it will catch fire, and then probably you can expect it to go viral. Or if it doesn't go viral, it will be big enough. Okay, that's the way selling happens. So I tapped on my friend list, and so Kishore, he was very well connected in US, so he tapped Capital One. Which is one of the largest banks in US, and they just gave us about $100,000 of assignment, And I tapped Procter & Gamble at Japan, because one of my juniors, he was basically from NITIE, but joined Ernst & Young. He left us and he joined Procter & Gamble, and he referred us for a very unique training that Procter & Gamble wanted. So Procter & Gamble in Japan wanted a training to be done in Japanese, on a language which I had never heard about. It was called Perl Ruby. Okay, I had no what that language was. So we had to do IT security training in Perl Ruby in Japanese in COVID. Okay, so that's the assignment I got. It was a very challenging assignment. I had to hire a translator. I had to figure out how to do. I had to learn Perl Ruby, create the content. We did that assignment. It went good. It went okay. We still one of our successful client deliveries very, very first year, So selling is never easy. Selling is a long process in which you have to have the product, and you have to have the right circle of people. So, but even then, I was not happy with that answer. Or how do you say? We never created the empathy. We never created the connect with the customer. And I still kept on searching. How can you sell to your customers? And finally, the answer came through a movie. And the movie was Jerry Maguire. Have you seen anyone who has seen the movie Jerry Maguire?
Tom Cruise.
So that Tom Cruise. Now, in that movie, who is the guru of Tom Cruise? In the movie, there's a guru of Tom Cruise who gives him advice. Who's the guru? There's a guy called Dickie Fox. Okay, he's an imaginary guy. Okay, and he gives some advice. And one of the advice, he gives advice on a lot of things, and it's worth watching the movie again. And just for the value of that advice, because that advice is very, very valuable. And in that movie, Dickie Fox gives an advice that unless you love everybody, you cannot sell anybody. Now, if you watch the movie for the first time, this statement will make absolutely no sense. I mean, what's the connection of loving and selling? There's no connection, But if you can love everybody, you will love your customer, and you will sell him only those things that you will sell to your loved ones. You will not exploit them. You will not cheat them. You will not make money off them. You will give them a really genuine product, and the customer will feel it. And you have to do it without discrimination to everybody. People who like you, people who don't like you. And then, magic will start happening. And so after that, we had another product, which was called PCI DSS. So what happened was that Visa and MasterCard, they came with a security compliance asking, they formed an alliance, Visa, MasterCard, Discovery, the big card, the American Express, they formed an alliance together. And in that alliance, they said that every bank in the world, every merchant in the world has to certify themselves for PCI DSS, but they won't do the audits. The audit will be done by third parties. And ControlCase was one of the first firms in the whole of Asia Pacific to be granted a license to the audit. So it was a tough process, but we got there, and that was a breakthrough point for us, and that is the reason why ControlCase in 2012 became one of the fastest growing companies in the US, But so and then we sold left, right, and center. We sold in banks in Vietnam.
Yeah. The offices are very neat.
It's in town center building 203. When you go to Sakinaka, it's in NITIE. I deliberately get the office close to NITIE because I will do access NITIE library, and the pool of people in NITIE as well.
So you just go to Sakin and then just take a right turn.
One furlong जाइए तो लेफ्ट साइड में बिल्डिंग है. अभी नया बिजनेस पे एक बड़ा बिल्डिंग गया है उसके सामने बहुत ही जबरदस्त. I just said wow, my student having an office so close. I felt wow, that's a great thing. Yeah,
there's something called Kobe Sisters. You go Kobe Sisters, just go walk up second floor 203 and just from NITIE, and they'll let you in, and then you can have a walkthrough of it. I'll probably get the CEO of the company. My partner is still running the company. He's in Mumbai right now. Probably okay. If you're around, probably I can get. He's an amazing idea. So that was a small a selling thing, which I'm going to talk about. I left ControlCase in 2009 because I was feeling suffocated doing PCIDSs again, which is we sold PCIDSs all over the world, basically Vietnam, France, Nigeria, Kenya. Of course, USA had a big client base. No, I got just bored doing the same thing again and again, and I wanted to do something more radical, something more dramatic. So in 2009, I came out of ControlCase, and then basically started thinking what I want to do next, and I got my answer only in this year, 2017. Where I started RanchiMall, and basically it's an e-commerce firm with two conditions. The first condition is every single product has to be on internet. Okay, constructed on internet, delivered on internet. RanchiMall is an office-less company, so people can be everywhere, anywhere in the world, And the second condition is everything has to be absolutely new. Absolutely new for the first time, which has never been done before. And I did my first blog, which was called Bitcoin Bonds. Within 2 months of the launch, the product was successful enough, not big enough, but successful enough, that it bought all my customers that will never lose our profitability. Will always increase our profitability. And that's a key criteria. If you're not profitable, you won't survive. So I don't care how big we are. I don't care, how glamorous we are. We have to be profitable. as simple as that. And your profit margins, as the margin of safety has to increase. And but after that, now I'm doing. I went to I'm just coming back from Dubai in this trip, in UAE, and in UAE I've incorporated a firm called RanchiMall FZE, the Free Zone Enterprise, and we're going to do initial coin offering of 21 million tokens at $1 at each, which we are right now issuing at a pre-bid price of $1 per token, which represents 1% of RanchiMall FZE, and our initial customers are getting it. The customers are the first people who are buying that. They're getting it at $1 a piece. And now I have a salesmanship challenge of a different kind. Bitcoin bonds, I sold about $100,000. This time I have to sell it. I'm scaling it a bit. I'm going to sell 21 million tokens, which is $21 million of those tokens in the initial coin offering, which will probably, that sale will last about, I don't know how long it lasts, but I'm budgeting about 6 months to a year to complete the sale, And so that's my current preoccupation right now. We also have Vivek, he's an amazing guy,
Right.
Vivek Prasad. I've known him since kid because I used to come to NITIE and I used to go to Dr. Prasad's house. And he was a kid, basically. He was in class 11th and we were discussing chemistry. So I was telling him, telling how chemistry sucks, So we had a discussion with him and he said, we discussed about the Rutherford experiment. The problem in 11th or 12th class chemistry is that it's so boring, it's just so analytical. There are no stories there, So I started telling him the stories on chemistry, and then I think time was too less before examination, but I think he got into the gist at that point of time. And ever since time we have kept in touch, and and I've seen him grow. I've seen him grow very independent in his thought over those period of time, and now his contribution has been phenomenal. He joined us. He just passed out last month, and he did an internship in Ranchi. I based out of Ranchi. He came to Ranchi and he did an internship for a month, and we were looking at what are the hottest technologies that we could put our bet on. And we picked out, he was interested in artificial intelligence. So I had a background in artificial intelligence because I've done a project in my college days, So we looked at deep neural networks. Have you heard of Google DeepMind?
Yeah.
So we started looking at deep neural networks, so we went into recurrent neural network, and so we did a project in which a game of, what game did you make?
Breakout. We didn't make it, like the deep Q learning network, the breakout.
So he made a breakout game, and if you have your laptop here right now?
Yeah.
Okay, we can show you how the game learns by itself, and it can beat, it can come up with those strategies on its own using neural networks that tell the machine, the machine itself learns. But we then started thinking whether is it the most promising technology, and then I had known, so I realized it's a good technology, but not a super revolutionary technology. And then I was interested in blockchain technology, which I think is right now the most promising technology of all the technologies which are around. You take cloud, you take Internet of Things, you take, what are the hot technologies right now? Yeah, analytics are also hot technology. It's a boring technology. Yeah, IoT is crap. It's just a marketing thing. I mean, if machines talking to each other, how does it change the world? Yeah? Machine learning is what we talked about. That is the neural network, okay?
Design 3D printing.
Design thinking. Is that a product or is that an approach? It's an approach. Design thinking is an approach. Steve Jobs kind of pioneered it at first, It's an approach. It's applicable to every single thing,
Gandhi is one of the wonderful persons on design thinking. All these idiots doesn't know what is design thinking.
Gandhi was a genius, yeah. Cloud has been a big commercial success, although not a technological breakthrough,
3D printing, customer genomics.
3D printing we tried with one of your seniors out here, and I put
7 years back.
Yeah, 2012 batch, I put 55,000 rupees, bought a 3D printer, I thought we'll do something and push, not sell anything, So 3D printing has also a lot of gas out here, So yeah, it's like a lot of talk but not real. Are you using any 3D printing product in your house? No, so it's not. So yeah, so tell me some more names. Yeah. What are the hottest things going on now?
Customer genomics.
Yeah?
Customer genomics.
Genomics, customer genomics.
Yeah.
Oh, I know genomics. What is customer genomics?
It's basically you create a sales strategy to the client. So basically we use a software and it will determine what strategy to use for which age group and which segment.
Using the genomics.
Yes.
So there's something called genetic, there was something called genetic algorithm. So what happened is a couple of years back was a very hot algorithm that came. It started competing with the neural network, there's an algorithm in neural network called back propagation, okay? And, and so there's some massive, the massive advance in back propagation is called restricted Boltzmann machine, which is a massive leap through. And genetic algorithm was competing with that. And, they said that the way evolution is done, we'll mathematically model it and, but I've not seen anything outstanding coming out of it in the real world, in that as well, yeah. Okay, so let me give you a tip right away, okay? The most exciting technology that excites me is blockchains. I didn't say it, because you have told blockchains, yeah? It's the most exciting technology. And why do you think it should be so exciting?
Actually, I read a write-up from Harvard. There was a professor from Harvard. He talked about. It was very simple. He was very simple in words. He said very simple thing like, if I have let's take a music. I've recorded a music. I've sold you out.
Right.
Now you bought it. That does not mean I have deleted it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now he plans to incorporate blockchain and crypto in a manner that it would be automatically deleted from mine, and there will be proof of 5 people actually accepting.
No, it will not be deleted. What happened in that case is the proof of ownership will be certifiably be transferred from the first owner to the second owner. So let's just say in a music, you can't delete something from someone's machine. But what you can do is, let's say we say that you have a piece of music and say you are the guy who's going to get all the royalties for something. The proof of ownership can certifiably be transferred using blockchain technology to anyone in the world, and any revenue accruing, let's say in YouTube, for instance, views, or will all go automatically to the owner on the blockchain out there. It's an amazing technology. And so blockchain technology is going to come up with. It's the blockchain. When I was here as a student in 1999, we had something called .com boom. You have heard of that? Yeah, so now we're going to have something like crypto boom, okay? We're still early, we are still 1 year ahead of it. And I don't know, does someone see an advertisement yesterday in Sunday Times, a full page advertisement advertising a book?
How many have you seen prices?
A book in Sunday Times of India? Or do any one of you read newspaper days, or is it like a fossilized thing? Yeah? Times of India, who reads Times of India of Sunday, yesterday?
They get Economic Times.
Times of India.
Yellow pages.
Only yellow pages, yeah. Pink pages, yeah.
Times of India first page.
Yeah.
Not one page,
Full page. Full page. All newspaper. There's a guy advertising cryptocurrency. The guy name is Amit Howard. One of my LinkedIn first connections. So that's the first round. We could say he's the first cryptocurrency internet Indian billionaire. Okay. 6,500 was a billion. So I think by this time he'll not be a billionaire. He's India's first cryptocurrency billionaire. He became a billionaire in 6 months, flat. And, so but that's just the start. Okay, the entire value of all cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and Ethereum at this point of time is about $100 billion. So you're still in the first $100 billion. And it will, by the time you pass out, I can guarantee you to be $100 billion. Okay, I can guarantee you that. And very soon all of you will start doing projects in blockchains and Bitcoins very soon. I'm pretty confident of that. But that's a technology that really excites me. And I have an early lead because I had technology background. So to understand this space, you need three pieces of key pieces of skills. The first is technology skills. Second is economic skills, is how the financial economics work. And third is game theory skills, as to how different participants they interact with each other. When you understand those things, you'll be able to make out how does it work. And this is the space which excites me dramatically. So if any one of you is planning to make, if you're at this point of time and think which is the area you want to go, I mean, if you're looking for a job or if you're looking for a career, or I wish some of you would become entrepreneurs too, because if you become entrepreneurs, then you will control your own life. And the second thing which when I was in NITIE, life was very easy. Okay, my fees were about 50,000 rupees per year for the first year, and they increased it to 70,000 rupees for the second year. So that was an amount which my dad would give right away, and I didn't take even a single penny of loan. How many of you are on loan right now? Put your hand up. Oh, so there are a lot of people who are not on loan,
How many are not?
How many have not taken any education loan or funding it themselves? That's fantastic. So how do you plan to fund it? How are you funding it? And how? Yeah. Well, how are you funding it?
I'm funding it my own.
You have enough money for your own. Amazing. How are you funding it? Yeah. The father is paying. So he's paying 8 lakhs, the full 8 lakhs?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So all the guys, the father are paying? Yeah. Oh, how you paying? Yeah? On your own? On your own. And how do you make the money?
I worked like previously for 4 years.
For 4 years. How much you work? Yeah.
I was working in cement, so I had some amount of savings.
So that was more than 8 lakhs.
And apart from that, I also combined something for my father also.
You took something from father also. What do you
I
do?
work for 20 months and I have some stock investments that will come.
Stock investments. Oh, which stock investments you have?
I bought shares of Renuka Sugars like when they were 70 and
Shares of what?
Renuka Sugars. It's an
Renuka Sugars. Okay. Yeah. And what price you bought?
When I bought it at around 70 and now it's like I have like more than did not double but it's giving me good return like it's almost increased by around 60%.
Yeah, there's a slight boom in the market in the last couple of months. You know, if the boom goes away, it will go back to 70. Because I had Renuka Sugars in 1990, 2001. It went to 10 times and went back to 0.8 times. You know, so you know, yeah, cash it out. Yeah, take your money out. You know, so but in stocks, you have to have a stock which you know for sure is an industry which is growing and which can. One of the stock which I missed was Maruti because Maruti was not growing. You have Maruti?
Maruti 532 rupees.
Oh, see, amazing. Wow, what's the price right now?
Yeah, 7,506 rupees.
That's a genius bet. So Maruti was not a very flashy company. It was like Renuka Sugar would like we know it will go 10 times up, it will come back down 10 times up. You know. Whereas Maruti we knew it will go by 20% every year, but we keep on going 20% for 10 years, and that makes a huge difference. So that 500 rupees he bought 35. Give a big clap for that investment. It's amazing. And so 535 became 7,000 something. You know. I don't invest in Indian stocks anymore because I don't find them innovative enough. So in my stock sector, my stock investments all are in US. And if you were in US, which stock would you invest? I invest in Facebook, you know. And yeah, Tesla. I have Tesla, you know. But Tesla is I'm not very happy. I was very sure of Elon Musk when I got him, but now I'm not so sure about him. So I'm probably get out of Tesla, you know. But I'm sure about Facebook stock, you know. And then I also have there's a toss-up between Google and Facebook because they're exactly the same asset class and they have the same money. So I just decided I felt that Google would say that machine growth is higher than in case of Facebook, where Facebook has human-driven growth. So I bet human-driven growth more than machine growth. So I put the money into Facebook. So there was a time in middle when Google slightly outperformed Facebook a bit, but now Facebook is slightly higher than Google. But they're both going parallel at this point of time, you know. So so over long term, none of the Indian companies are innovative enough to match that, and we are only banking on the Indian economy growing, which will grow because India is a poor country, relatively speaking, and people will over a period of time they will on its own they will come where the Western world is, and that will give us growth, and that's the Indian stock market growth, and that is coming to Maruti, not because Maruti produces a better car than someone else, but just because it's the right country to like this, okay, you know. So, but the cryptocurrencies are a different animal altogether, you know, and it took a couple of years, but once I realized that cryptocurrency is a notch above even the US stocks. Okay, so the best asset class right now before US stock was Indian stocks. In Indian stocks, some stocks which you consider in long term that you grow up at a certain rate which you can build right now, and then I got into US stocks, the good quality US stocks, and now I'm getting into cryptocurrency, which is a totally different animal. So cryptocurrency is where the majority of assets is going on, and I don't invest into real estate. It's a horrible investment. I don't invest. I mean, I have bank deposits because it gives me some running cash, which is stable, which you can see for some of my running expenses. You know, but it's not. I don't see it as an investment. I just see it for managing my expenses. And then I try to stay with many of the fancier investments options which are around here. You know. So.
Is it tea available? You prefer to have a tea inside outside, number one. Otherwise, that you want to reassemble or want to take some more time and go off. What is that? Inside.
That is they're enjoying my talk. Okay, cool.
Inside, there's no problem?
Okay, so inside is great. So that's my initial talk, and I gave you enough background about the topics I can talk about, and also so one advice I would like to give you, all the people who have not taken loan, you are amazing, you are a genius, because if you had taken a loan, it would set you back dramatically. And in 2005 I made a decision. I had two loans, I had a housing loan and a car loan. and made my life miserable. And then I decided I will never take a loan. It has helped me dramatically, and I would advise you the same, never take a loan. And if you have a loan, somehow you ask your dad to pay money and get out of the loan. The loans are very, very expensive, okay? And your dad love is infinite, you can pay him back whenever you want, So it's a good idea to take money from your parents but don't have loans. So even if you get tax benefits, okay? Don't do anything for tax benefits. Okay?
This is again one more item.
So we have this, I got him because I had taken a batch of entrepreneurship class in 2013, and he was a laggard. Okay, I had never given him any hope, but he ended up. He's the guy who actually started up, and he started up exactly as per what the ideal principles. Right? I mean, you should be profitable. It does not matter you're big, you're small, you're profitable, but you can keep on doing, and you should do it in an area that you are passionate about. He did all that. He had a health fitness company, and it's been 2 years since he started. And he makes about 80,000 rupees per month from his startup. Out of his expenses, 30,000 rupees, which is already way beyond profitable in his startup. It's an amazing, amazing thing to be done in fitness, in nutrition and fitness also. So I always wanted to come as well as
And he was entrepreneurship development student. Entrepreneurship development किया था. And that time his weight was maybe 1.5 times of what he is now. कितना था? उसका weight था 102. ये कितना साल पहले? 6 साल पहले? 4 to 6 years back. Now you can imagine. I used to get surprised to see him here. I used to get surprised to see him, 102, and he was an entrepreneurial development guy. I am absolutely fit. Actually, even that time at them it is like. So one day I asked him why he joined entrepreneurship development course. He gave me very, very, very answer which baffled me. He said, I want to know about, and I want to do an MBA in foreign university, something he said. I said, that's what idiotic question is asking me for that. I felt that. Anyhow, I love Ashwin for it, what he has done. And he's a man of practice. You understand? बात करने वाला बहुत रहता है. But when you reduce this 102 weight to maybe around, and he practices it, and he teaches to aunties now, you want that?
No offense, but the ones who are younger than me actually look like aunties. I don't think
So, you can imagine the way how. And he's presentations recently I have seen the way he speaks is increased. दिमाग से नहीं आता है, ये स्मृति से नहीं आता है, ये रेफरेंस में नहीं आता है, ये पूरा एकदम काम करके बोलते हैं. When you work and speak, you are an original. You are not a 14th copy, 15th copy, or the next copy of something like that. Absolutely nonsense. Here is a guy who does things absolutely and that. So there is a reason why I invited both entrepreneurs. I am proud of this entrepreneur.
We'll give a quick short thing, because I have to say things as well. Quick short things about the good. See, when he was in 2012 batch, he couldn't speak anything, and now you see his confidence now. You see his confidence now.
So I'm Akash from IM 18 batch, passed out in 2013 from NITIE, and I had joined the entrepreneurship course under Dr. Mandi, and Rohit sir was our guide. And at that time I couldn't speak in front of anyone. I had low confidence. I couldn't get placements at least for 5 months, both for summers and both for finals also. Yeah, I did end up getting a good placement, but it was not easy waiting for 5 months. You know how much a toll it can take place on your mind. Okay, so apologies for the phone. So now when you have health problems, definitely you cannot take care of yourself, and if you cannot take care of yourself, it is difficult to take care of the work which you do. And when you are in the placements, they will also look at your personality. Your personality sells more than your resume sometimes. Of course, the first shortlist which you will get is because of your marks and maybe because of your profile. But if you have to convert it, you need to have good communication skills. Good communication skills, you need to sell yourself well, at least in the initial part. It may not be a sales and marketing role though. So yeah, of course, thanks to these mentors which I could get earlier, but at that point I could not understand what they were telling me, So even you may not be able to understand what they are trying to communicate, but one thing which you can take away is the enthusiasm of Mandi sir. No, even at the age which he is, no, many of us won't have that kind of enthusiasm for success as well. Yeah, so I won't take much of your time. So I was 102 kgs overweight, and that didn't make things easier for me. You know, I couldn't climb the stairs, the 96 stairs which are there, which most of you could be able to climb easily. So I always used to take that route, the C route, and I used to miss some classes as well because of that. I remember, you know, a friend was just like 15-20 meters ahead of me, and the door used to get closed as well. And then, yeah, of course it's not easy, but then it's not all about how you start. There were many of my colleagues who started much better than me, but I would say I am well placed to be much ahead of them in the near future, because I have always started on the right note. I was fortunate I didn't have a loan. Like the NITIE fees are like not very huge as per the IAMS. The first year I could pay on my own. The second year I asked my dad to pay it. In 1 year I gave it back to him. So I have always been in surplus, never a loan. No, I never took a decision to get a car or a house. At least now not on loan. I will buy it definitely, but it will be on the profits which I earn, not on loan.
Okay. Essentially, the message which was given to them in 2012, the core message is exactly the same. So in a job, you will start at a slightly higher salary, and that salary will remain, go at a linear rate, you know. We have another amazing guy out here, you know, and so we start, we have Vinod Durge, yeah, so that's Vinod Durge. He started center of, like he not started, but he revived. Okay, I'll give you some choices. Okay, you can be the global logistics, or you could say Asia, Africa, Middle East, and North. Yeah, in Procter & Gamble, you are the head of supply chain, and you are like him. You are a health fitness startup earning 80,000 rupees a month. In which your expense is 30,000. What would you choose?
30,000, second one.
Startup. Who would choose to be the P&G global supply chain head?
I think no.
I'm not. It's like that guy is an investor in my company. He's one of my best friends. Okay, so I don't want to demean him, but let's just be very honest and truthful here. Be honest. You want to be the supply chain head? Okay, cool. All right, that's perfect. I'm going to invite him. He's coming to Mumbai. I've invited him. He actually. He's going to, when is the next class, you know?
Monday.
We can have, so if we can have him. He was one of the most fascinating guys in the batch. Okay, I was always impressed. The two guys I was very impressed. One was Samit Arora, who joined PwC IBM, and then he's an entrepreneur now. And another is this guy, Rahul Kuldeep, who's going to come. He's a really fascinating guy. So I actually went to, I made sure that he was an investor in RanchiMall, and said he's 1% owner of that company. You know, and I just love having him out here. You know, the Amar More, okay, he's going to talk. He is the CEO of, have you heard of that name, Amar More? Amar More is so our batch is, you could say, a superstar batch among all the batches. Just not, it's like we have most number of partners in Big Fours, we have most number of supply chain heads, we have most number of like Citibank, Global Wealth Management heads. You know, we have, our batch is really strong batch, you know, and we also have most number of entrepreneurs. Something for which I talked about entrepreneurship, you know, there's something, a little bit of credit I will also take by basically telling them be an entrepreneur, and we also have high number of entrepreneurs in our batch out here. And the good thing is everyone who started, none of them took venture capital, and everyone is surviving, and everyone struggled. There's no doubt about it. There's a story. Everyone struggled each and couple of years, but everyone did. They ended up becoming in a great place, and now they fly. I see Facebook pictures. Someone is in Paris out of his own money, you know, and his income will keep on increasing for the rest of his life. That's an amazing thing. So basically, you know, there's one thing which Warren Buffett does, and I want to be doing here as well when he talks to English students, is basically he gives the floor to the students themselves. So you have three of us. We have known the range of topics. We have any topic under your sun, and ask some terrific questions. Okay, ask some good questions, academic, personal, you know, whatever comes into your mind, you know, but ask some great questions, and then you can have some great answers, and the session will become really meaningful. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. And speak. Why don't you come here, because you are on the camera right now, so you can come and you can speak your question, or I can repeat the question for you. Okay, what's the question?
The dark side of being an entrepreneur.
The dark side of being. What's the dark side of being an entrepreneur? So you have the stories coming out that entrepreneurship is more flash and glam, and it's a lot of hard work. You know, as per me, the pitfalls in entrepreneurship is when you overstretch yourself. You take a lot of loan. If you take a lot of loan and take a lot of money, and you start spending out of your control, then you get into a lot of trouble, And you end up, there's this company called Stazilla, who ended up being in prison because he took a couple of crores from advertiser and thought that as per the company's act, there is a protection between the individual's property and the company property. But this is India, okay? If you are the owner of a company and if you have done something, you take a loan, people won't go up, they won't look at company's law, okay? They'll simply come after your neck, okay? So that's what happened to him. I mean, he showed him the law book and they showed him the adversary filed case and got him into prison out here. So if you are an entrepreneur, what I suggest is that play it safe, play it small, be absolutely sure what you want to do. And do it from your own money. Don't think that investors' money you can burn investor money. If you do it from your own money, the pain is directly to you. And once you have figured out the formula, then go big and then go out to investor. If you do that, then it's an unbeatable career. Philosophy, spirituality, yeah.
So I wanted to know, like, as an entrepreneur, what is more important to you? It's like a small customer base who trust you a lot, or the product, maybe having the best product.
So the question is, as an entrepreneur, what is more important, customer or product, right?
Yes.
When I started the ControlCase, I started with the product first, okay, the compliance manager. And then I realized it was not selling out, so selling was very difficult. And it took me some time to realize that the most important equation is the person opposite you. It's the human being that makes a decision. And people sell crappy product because they build better relationships. So obviously you don't want to sell crappy product, you want to sell world-class products. But in any equation, human being will always be more important than any piece of technology. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, so the world is full of good products, which are not sold. So good product is important though, but what matters more would be your sales skills. If you cannot sell it, then the product will lie only on the shelf of that particular company or in the warehouse or in the retailer. So you have to develop good relationships as well, because sometimes the people will buy from you because they like you. Simple, they know you, like you, and trust you. And that's what matters initially. When you are small and you are going tiny, these things will help you a lot.
There's a hand somewhere else. You were asking a question, yeah?
Yeah, I just want to know, like, you've talked about cryptocurrencies, you've talked about bitcoins and everything. I had investments into bitcoin, but I've been reading through a lot of these days, like, bitcoin still being not legalized in India and with other transactions. So, like,
so the question is, what is the impact of Bitcoin not being
and
legalized?
the other thing is, what I'm looking at, there are just a limited number of bitcoins or maybe a limited number of cryptocurrencies available right now.
Correct.
So when there will be a far more number of cryptocurrencies,
Correct.
do you feel like the valuation would go down?
So the question is, what would happen if Bitcoin gets out-competed by other cryptocurrencies in the world? There was vast number of diaper companies and Coke making companies, okay? It's very easy to make sugar water. But Coca-Cola company is Coca-Cola company, okay? Because Coca-Cola company has economy of scale, has branding. So to answer your second question first, Bitcoin is the only guy that gets press, and that branding increases. And it's the only cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is just not valuable because it can do certain things. It's also valuable how much computational power is powering security. And Bitcoin gets powered by a computation power which is equivalent to 1 million times top 500 supercomputers of the world combined. Okay, that's the power of that network. So you can't just match. That security is unmatchable, unbreakable. That will never change. So the Bitcoin will always be relevant no matter how other cryptocurrencies are coming. In fact, if other cryptocurrencies come, they will increase the demand of Bitcoin because you can only buy other cryptocurrencies using Bitcoins. Right now, a little bit of Ethereum also. So only Bitcoin. We don't know what's going to happen of Ethereum. And your first question with respect to legalization, Bitcoin has been designed to be legalization proof. It is absolutely. The question which is coming up is do we really need to strip off 30% of society's earning into an inefficient government that is corrupt, that takes more money to build a road, that makes more money to do schools and does not do a good job of it? Or it's better to have 100% of the money in the hand of consumers themselves creating the product and an efficient system where merit gets immediately transmitted between consumers and producers. So that question is coming into play. The Austrian School of Economics free market, and it just seems out in the trend that it's quite possible that the government world is the world which is the wrong world. And it will play out in future, we don't know that. Okay? So, but irrespective of legalization, status Bitcoin will go. It has been illegal for the last couple of years, it grew, and now it's getting legal in some countries, it will still keep on going. Yes, you have a question.
What is the scope of entrepreneurship in blockchain? I mean, like, can we make some products based on blockchain?
What is the scope of entrepreneurship in blockchain? This is the time to be an entrepreneur in blockchain. This is the time where the next billionaires or trillionaires are being formed. Okay? The time to do Google was 1995 to 2000, a search engine. The time to do social engine was 2004 to 2007. The time to do blockchain entrepreneur is right now. It's 2016 to 2018. I mean, this is the time when one of you can end up becoming a billionaire or probably a trillionaire, because Bitcoin market is 7.3 billion people of the world, first time ever. You know, every country of the world, every person of the world sees exactly the same thing, which has never happened before for any product. You know, so this is the time. You are in the hot seat right now.
So what kind of products can we like make blockchain?
That's the interesting thing. So you have to create. You can create smart contracts. You can create ICO products. You can fund your own products. There are infinite possibilities. You can have another session, a teach session on what you can do in blockchain. You can do another session on that. Yeah.
So many of my friends actually have started startups and then they got shut down. And I've seen a lot of internal news about like how the objective was. Like they were going through the sales, like becoming big in the short term. So I had 2-3 ideas, but the ideas are like that. One is which will require less operation, but there is no sometimes a business plan out of it, like how can you generate money. And there's another which has high extensive operation, but you do, and there is a easy, like you can actually generate some kind of plan, create money out of it. So how can you actually, like, what is the best way to go about?
So the question is, if I understand, the question is, go for an idea which has more operations involved, or more.
Yeah. So one is the idea where the client doesn't know like what's the requirement in the future.
So what I would do if I were. So the question is, how should you pursue an idea, something which has a market demand, or something that you know you want to play with.
For both, what should be the plan of like how can you approach?
Well, I think this question was answered by Steve Jobs. Okay, and he gave the best answer to that question. What Steve Jobs said: follow your passion. You don't bother about this demand or not. I mean, when he came up with iPhone, you watch one of the YouTube videos, what Steve Ballmer said. You know, Steve Ballmer said we sell millions and millions of phones, and iPhones are 0 phones, exactly. And people want keyboards, they don't want, and he started laughing hysterically, this will sell 0 iPhones. So Steve Jobs gave a product which he believed in. Okay, so he had a simple formula. Create passion, pour passion into your product, and you'll find market. Okay, and I think that's the best answer on that question. Okay? Yeah.
In our first BISCOM class, sir said, don't ask.
Don't ask.
Don't ask. Start with your startup or business, whatever you have. So what's your take on that? Because you have to have a mentor sometimes.
So, the way I do it, I don't think, alright? I did not, when I went to UAE, I had absolutely no idea what I will do. Basically, I had a friendly invitation, I just ended up there. I ended up incorporating a company out there. And after that, I was supposed to attend a hackathon. I'm a co-sponsor of a hackathon in Ranchi, and I was supposed to be there. But I just didn't find a good ticket to Ranchi. So I said, let me come to Mumbai. And I just came here, and I had 2 sessions already out there. So I first try to get into a stream. And then you need to be in you could say, in the hot seat of ideas. And then I start making my moves, I start swimming, okay, that's my approach. So I first do things, do it such a way that it's safe, okay, so that I don't fall hard, okay? And then I start figuring out, okay, what can I do, okay, that's my approach.
So no mentorship?
Mentorship is stupid. I mean, you want to be yourself. Any question from girls and girls, girls are not asking any questions here. I'll ask you to ask, all girls have to ask questions, Any question on finance? On finance, yeah. Make a question. Okay? Ask.
So if I want to invest in shares, where should I start from?
If you want to invest in shares, you should start small, maybe 5,000 rupees. You should start with a company which has a long-term future. See, investment is about certainty. You are putting money in something which you should be able to see 10 years down the line, or 5 years down the line, or even 6 months down the line, how certain you are whether the value will increase.
But sir, do I need to know everything about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency before investing in some sort?
Do I need to know everything about Bitcoins and cryptocurrency? I went to a conference of blockchain organized by Ernst & Young in November. And it was a group of academics. I was one of the speakers because they think I'm an expert in blockchains, so they invited me on there. And so they had all the big doers of blockchain in India in that conference. And they talked amazing things about open ledger, all the amazing technologies, and then I asked a simple question to the group. How many of you have actually put money in Bitcoins and made money out of it? And I'm not given academic, not a single hand went up. And straight away I realized I was in the wrong company. So I'm a businessman. I'm not here to. I'm not a person who wants a company of just know us and not do us. So we are, as an MBA, you have to know and then you have to do. So knowing is important. I'm not denying that, but you have to do as well. So people who have made money in Bitcoins are the ones who actually put. There's an article today in Forbes magazine. There was a kid who put $3,000 when the price of Bitcoin went up from 0.008 cents to 0.08 cents, and basically he's sitting on a pile of $25 million, and he left his job and his girlfriend traveled around the world in 5-star hotels. Basically, those guys did not think; they just did. Okay, so once you know, if you get a sense of excitement, sometimes it makes sense to follow that excitement. And $3,000 is an amount that could have lost easily. So you have some amount that you can easily play. So I would suggest you just go and buy $10 or $20 or 1,000 or 5,000 rupees of Bitcoin and just see what happens. Knowledge will come automatically. Okay? All right. Yeah.
What is the importance that innovation holds in Indian entrepreneurship?
Wow, that's the question. Beautiful question. What is the importance of innovation in Indian entrepreneurship? The answer is not good. Innovation is the single most important thing why a startup succeeds or fails. And Indian entrepreneurship, unfortunately, they're very good on innovation. Most of the Indian startups, the big startups, are basically copycats of US companies. Okay, innovation happens in the US, and that's just not true of India. It's true of China too. And that's a sad story, and that's why most of them are failing. Most of them are failing not because they are overfunded or they're failing because they're not innovative. Infosys is failing because it's not innovative. It was doing a price arbitrage between US market. When Infosys started operating price per hour, for consulting service was $125 minimum. It was actually $200 per hour. And they started offering $70 or $60 per hour, which is and now the price has gone, so Infosys advantage has gone. That's not innovation, that's just arbitrage.
But there's almost a factor to it, like the investors also actually think like in the idea, which is implemented in US, they tend to go for that.
And that's why I advise people not to take investment early, because then you get confused with investors' objective. You are in entrepreneurship because you want to live your life the way you want it. Okay? You want to follow your passions. You want to follow your innovation. So secure that. Do that. Find that. And then you can find investors and tell the investors that this is what it is. Take it or leave it. And you don't get a choice to change what I'm doing. You don't get a choice to mentor me. You don't get a choice to tell me what to do. You only get a chance to invest. You're an investor. You're not. I know this business more than better than you.
So, what will be the appropriate time to go and grow after? So basically, you have to create your plan, in terms of steps, to a level of scalability. It will require around 1.1, 1.5 years, or 2 years. To create a basic plan.
1.5 what? Years.
Around 1 year.
It took 8 years for Bitcoin months to happen.
Yeah.
8 years. So you have to make sure, as a business class, you have to make sure you do something to earn money and something to keep your innovation alive.
Hedging both cases.
Not hedging, it's just you have to be profitable from day one. Okay, when we started ControlCase, we were doing raw consulting to earn money, and then that fed our innovation. So you got to design your balance your business model in such a way that you do something like that. That's why the earning, what Prasad sir told you, learn how to earn. That's very important. No matter what you do, you should earn from your own first, and that comes first. Earn first. And then you can spend the way you want to do. So first, you got to do the dirty dog job of earning first, okay? From normal methods. And once you start earning, then you can be innovative. And once you master that art, then you will never need any investor. I have never needed investor money. I never took a single cent of investor money in ControlCase. I don't need a single cent of investment money even now, but I want the valuation to be established because it's time for me also to be known, just like the countries are known, I guess.
Yeah. And when I say earn money, I came to, it's not to take a pity from you who advertise me, no, it's not that. But I would like to tell my arrogance kind of thing. I was a tailor, I was a roadside tailor, I used to stitch pant and shirt and support my studies. So that gives me enormous strength. I can just, every one of you, I can just bet on it. Anybody. Because I got that particular kind of strength with which I speak. Freedom means I know it. क्या आपको क्या मालूम है? आज़ादी क्या है हमें मालूम है यार तुम्हारे क्या मालूम है? So this kind of a strength which you get once you are on your legs, when you are borrowed, when you are fed, when you are spoon fed, papoose. मालूम है papoose? You can't. You are striving on some borrowed food. You are on borrowed blood. You can't live on borrowed blood.
Absolutely.
You can't. Please understand, at 24 you can't do this. You are poisoned. Get out of it. That's one. And it's a place. You're not there. You just go there 1 hour, 2 hours, you work, you can get money. And please understand, the idea is to experiment. Idea is to sustain, small, start, and speedily we can go ahead for that. And it is for the grade, please understand. We'll give a grade for you if you can do this. Show me that you have made every month 10,000 rupees. I will be straight A plus. And 80 students, everybody says 10,000 rupees. 8 lakhs in this class. What does that mean? And you get a wonderful experience.
But I can tell you, it's not easy to earn 10K. It's very difficult to earn 10K. It's a very significant value. The first $1 million is the toughest $1 million.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that. And first 1,000 rupees is the toughest 1,000 rupees. So earning 10K, you will need exactly the same skill to earn first 10K. That's what you will need for. We would exactly need the same skills for first 10K. What we will need for next million K. So first 10K is what, in fact, that was one of my early entrepreneurial mistakes. I didn't realize I wanted to play big straight away. So I said, let's go abroad, we have our ControlCase consulting practice in multiple countries. I went big straight away without being small and spending more time being small, learning the arts when I was being small. In hindsight, it delayed me dramatically. So if I had learned to start from zero, one of his Vivek's classmates yesterday came. And he's from a private engineering college, and he just got a job of 10,000 rupees from zero. And then yesterday I met your seniors, your seniors who basically getting 90,000 rupees in summer placement for 1 month of work, and someone got 2.5 lakh rupees. It's one of your seniors. Okay. The person who got 2.5 lakh will probably end up earning, maybe at the end of his career, his per month take home will be 4 lakh rupees. He'll start with your average salary was 14 lakh rupees. Information given by your immediate seniors, and so we just did some calculation. By the time he retires, he'll probably earn 4 lakh rupees in that, like in those currency terms. By the time he retires, okay, you start with 1 lakh rupees per month in hand, and you have 4 lakh rupees per month in hand by the time you retire. Okay. The guy who started 10,000 rupees, okay, he can go up to crores, 100 crores, 1,000 crores, 10,000 crores. Infinite, basically. Because he has learned that DNA to earn money in his first 10,000 rupees. So if someone tells you earn 10,000 rupees per month, I can guarantee you can't do it. It's very tough. unless you break the barrier, unless you pull yourself tremendously up. Okay?
We have 5 more minutes.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Why don't you conduct a workshop on blockchain and Bitcoin for like all of us?
Why don't I conduct a workshop on blockchain and Bitcoin when you want the workshop right here? Give a date and time. Today, tomorrow? Well, next Monday is 1 week, I don't know I'm going to stay 1 week or not, I decide day by day, so I have my free, I don't keep my schedule that long. My times are today and tomorrow. You can choose if you want. Tomorrow, yeah? Full day classes. Today? Day after tomorrow? Half day. So let's do a day after tomorrow. Okay? Take a break. After a half day, sleep well. Okay. Let's meet 4 p.m. And will your class representative Aditya now? Let Aditya arrange this venue? So he'll arrange it. So 4 p.m. day after tomorrow, I'll conduct a session on blockchains, and we'll start marketing business, and then we'll also go slight technology for you as well. Okay? Done. And you also have a free course content as part of attending this course, That's okay.
Yeah, so as Rohit sir has said, you have to earn about 10,000.
Yeah.
So if you can earn about 10,000, I would give you a 3 months to 6 months course free, which would normally charge, I would charge something like 28,000 for 3 months. So we give that for free. If you can earn even 10,000, you just have to show it to Mandi sir.
You're already doing something for free.
Yeah, it's like 80,000 of free, and let me tell you, it's one of the best results which you can get. Not all of you may need it, that's a different thing, but those who want it will get it.
I think everyone should learn healthy living. Healthy living is about stress control, it's about good habits. I think it's a good idea to attend this healthy living course, which will last you for the lifetime. So, okay, so that was a great session, and I have to really thank one of your crazy professors, who make crazy moves once in a while, okay? And he has been doing that forever. And his crazy moves has done crazy things, and that's why I'm a very big fan of his, and I normally, I don't do it for anyone else, I just do it for him usually, because the frequency matters, So, yeah.